I'm a beast.
Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not. I'm about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime, and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like
Optimus Prime.
I can't hit the ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got. As if it was my only shot. I play the game to win to the end until I pass out.
Sports give kids so much more than wins and losses. They build confidence, teamwork, leadership, resilience, lessons that prepare them for success in school, in careers, and in life. None of that matters if kids aren't safe. A concussion, an injury, or unsafe conditions can end a child's sports journey too soon. Safe Sports Network is there, on the sidelines, in schools, and in our community, preventing injuries, responding to emergencies, and guiding kids safely back to the games they love. With every donation, you're not just funding a program, you're protecting kids' futures. You're investing in safer fields, gyms, and rinks. Please join us. Support Safe Sports Network, because every child deserves to play safe.
Stretches it out. That's Anthony Dean. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play.
Anthony D goes the distance. D stands for distance. Here come the Clippers. On the low block, kick out downtown. Yahtzee. By Landry, double zero, 0-on-0. Caruso from downtown knocks down a triple.
Two-two pitch. Base hit left field. Austin Souchecki gets it done.
In front of the goal mouth, they jump for it. The header finds the back of the net. Hadley Camo with a spectacular play.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Gill Stadium here in Manchester, New Hampshire. It's the Northeast Junior High Division I Championship Saturday. Jason Roby calling all the action for you here on the Highlight Guy. The man on the moving pictures, as always, is the Highlight Guy himself, Steve Cody. And we have got quite a treat for you here this afternoon. It is the Nashua Cougars taking on the Salem Rams. The first game we'll have for you is the junior varsity version of this game. And they allow the junior varsity game to take place, as rightfully so, as both of the varsity teams will play in the championship game scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. This Nashua Cougar team is coming in today undefeated at the varsity level. The Salem Rams come in at 6-2 regular season, but they upset the Derry Wolverines in the semifinals 36-26 a week ago. Nashua gets here by virtue of a 52-6 victory over Andover. It is the Salem Rams. They won the toss. They elect to defer, and they will go left to right on your dial. The Nashua Cougars, meanwhile, right to left. Nashua in their black uniforms with Columbia numbers. Salem Rams in their black pants, white shirts, yellow numbers, and their black Guardian cap helmets. It is Championship Saturday here in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. We are high above all of the fans here. Down below, it is Northeast Junior High Football League action. I want to welcome you all here today. Some 1,200 viewers watching the Division II championship that saw the Winnicott Little Warriors defeat the Hudson Litchfield Bears in a great back-and-forth battle, 52-34 earlier here today. My broadcast partner for the first two games was John Collins. And, we were fortunate to have him here with us. And this afternoon for the varsity game, Chad Zabolis, the head coach of the Nashua North Titans, will be joining us in the booth. The Rams will tee it off at the 40-yard line, once again going left to right on your dial. And it is a beautiful day here in the Queen City. It started off a little overcast. There was a little bit of rain driving here to Manchester this morning. Teeing off the ball for the Salem Rams is number 30. And, of course, no 30 on our roster. So, want to thank the coaches, however, for getting this information to us. We'll recheck that. That ball goes off of the front line, and it is a live ball. You got to pick that up as it bounced off a Cougar chest, and we talked about that in the pregame. You never want to show your numbers to the kicking team because that basically is a big target on your chest. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Salem Rams. They'll set up shop with pretty good field position on their own 47-yard line. So essentially the game's first turnover comes on the game's first play. The Rams will set up with a tight end wing to the right, split end to the left, shotgun formation. Hand off to the right side, finding a gap, plowing forward is number 32. That was Eddie Mendez. He was met in the hole, but he fell forward for a pickup of about 4 yards. That's going to set up a 2nd down and 6. He gets over the 50-yard line, setting up shop at the 49. 10 minutes on the clock in each quarter for these Northeast Junior High Football League games. Same formation employed by the Rams. Shotgun snap, ball hangs in the air. This time it comes around the right side and off to the races around the right edge is number 34 for the Rams. That time it was Antonio Barapel. And Antonio had a nice seam off that right edge. Got into the secondary. And they'll move the sticks 1st and 10 for the Rams from the Cougar 36. Now the formation is tight end wing to the left, split end to the right. Handoff, left side, trying to get the edge and going to get caught there and slung down by Calvin. And a nice play off the left side of the offense, right side of the defense. Damian Calvin came up and imposed his will. And now the Rams will be forced to play behind the sticks. 2nd down, and we'll call it 13 for Salem. Ball is on the far hash, 39-yard line. Rams will come out once again, tight end wing to the left, split end to the right, shotgun formation. Straight dive, and they'll bounce around that left side again, breaking a couple of tackles and getting all the way down. It looks like he has enough for a 1st down carry. Isaiah LeBoy was in on the tackle. That was number 32, Eddie Mendez again. And that is going to give the Rams a 1st down. So 1st and 10 for Salem. We'll call it the 26-yard line of the Cougars. Here comes a tight end counter from the left side, and it's blocked well at the point of attack. He'll try to cut back against the grain. He'll stay on the sideline, and that time Calvin rips him down. And what they did there, that time the tight end came on a tight end counter play. That was Antonio Barapel again, and Antonio followed his blocking to the right side. Calvin may have saved the touchdown. As it is, it'll be 1st and 10 for Salem. From inside the 15, we'll call it the 13-yard line. Rams break the huddle, different formation this time. You see a little single wing, a little spinner series. Handoff, bounced out, has to cut it back inside. Calvin's going to get credit for the tackle, but I'll tell you who forced that edge there, and there'll be a flag on the play. We'll look down on the field and get the read on that one. But number 19 for the Cougars, that was Lucas Hernandez, and he was able to turn that play back inside. We'll check the flag. We're going to get a holding call against Salem. That's going to march him back 10 yards. That's a spot foul. The wind starts to blow a little down there. You can see the flag blowing off in the distance in front of the hockey arena. There is a left to right, so the Rams have the wind at their back as Steve Cody tries to find the flag with his camera. Pan up, coach. Yeah, trust me, it's there. There it is. So it will be a replay of 1st down, but this time we're talking 1st and about 20. Rams come out in a V-trips bunch look to the top of the screen, tight end to the bottom. Pistol formation. Quarterback throws it deep. And it is incomplete. It was intended down the left sideline. It looked like number 38 was there for the Salem Rams. I believe it was 38. Tough to see those yellow numbers, even though they are outlined in black. And if it was, in fact, 38, we do not have a 38 on our roster either. So there you go. Another pass, dropping back, scrambling to his left, throws it across the middle late, and it's caught! And into the end zone goes number 21. That was Landon Nato. And he skied up and over the top of a couple of Cougar defenders. And just like that, It is 6-0 Salem. So a great job by the Salem Rams getting in. Six nothing, and the Rams will line up for the extra point. The holder is Carver Long. The kick is up, and it is good. So a nice job there. Try to catch that kicker's number again. I'm not sure that he's on our roster. We'll have to double check. So 7-0 Salem. And that touchdown comes as a result of a kick that went off a frontline player. John Collins left. He would have loved to have seen that. He called several of those in last week's Division II semifinal game between Pelham and Sauhegan at Sauhegan. Sauhegan, of course, playing today in the Division II title game, hosting Trinity, but they're playing at Pinkerton Academy. The ball is teed up. And this looks like number 90 for the Rams, kicking it off. Off the right foot it goes, and a good kick. That might get into the end zone. And it goes off the pylon. That is a touchback. Oh, they're going to say it went out of bounds. They're going to say it went out of bounds at the 1 yard line. If it touches the pylon, that's the end zone. The referees are talking about it right now. So if it did, in fact, go out of bounds, that is a huge, huge benefit for the Cougars. Yeah, they're waving the flag off, and it is a touchback. So you're talking a difference of 15 yards there. Glad they got that right. They discussed it. Instead of it being at the 20-yard line, it's going to go out to the 35-yard line. It's going to go to the 20-yard line. So that makes a huge difference there. What a boot by number 90 for the Rams. That was Thomas Sabato. And Sabato just hammered that football. So the Cougars will get their first offensive play of the afternoon. They'll line up in an ace formation, twin receivers to the top and bottom of your screen. In motion, handoff, speed sweep to the right, bouncing it to the outside, trying to reverse field, and going to get swallowed up in the backfield. And that play just took a long time to develop. That was number 29, Ty Hickey. Good play defensively by number 32, Eddie Mendez. We've said that young man's name a couple of times here. At the conclusion of this one, we will have the Division I championship game of the Northeast Junior High Football League. I want to welcome everybody who's watching us on The Highlight Guy on YouTube. They fake that speed sweep. This time the quarterback keeps it, tries the middle of the field, finds the sledding tough. That was David Butler on the keeper. And Butler was pulled down by the linebacking core of the Salem Rams. The play will come in from the sideline. It'll be third down, and we'll call it a long 12. Pass out into the flat, and it was dropped by Hernandez. I think it was a forward pass, but Hernandez was wise to fall on it because it would have been a live ball. So that's going to bring the stick way back. And now we have fourth down. We'll call it 20 yards. Cougars staring into the sun, trying to get the play call from the sideline. And they're having trouble maybe seeing the signals. Butler has a conversation with Carter Queenan in the backfield. Butler now with trips. I think we're going to get a delay of game penalty here, so all kinds of unfortunate action for the Cougars. Yeah, that's going to back them up half the distance to the goal since it's at the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and a bunch from about the 5-yard line. I want to say hello to everyone and welcome you all here to Gill Stadium. We're thrilled to be here covering today's Northeast Junior High Football League Division I championship matchup between the Nashua Cougars and the Salem Rams. This is the junior varsity version of the game that will come up later today. Thrown out into the, almost intercepted, and a good play by Calvin. That ball nearly intercepted by number 21 for the Salem Rams. That was Landon Nato. And as it is now, it's going to be a first down for the Salem Rams, and they are deep in Cougar territory. I want to let y'all know you're watching us live on the Highlight Guy. Thank you for joining us. This is the junior varsity version of the Division I Senior Division, followed by our varsity game that will be played at the conclusion of this one. First down and 5 from the right hash, 5-yard line. Salem already up 7-0 with 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Rams break the huddle. They have a tight end to the right, a slot to the left with a sniffer, and a direct snap. Handoff, number 93. He goes around the left side, carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. That was dangerous ground there as Mason Jordan went around the left side. Got to be ever careful as that ball was swinging around, and if that hits the ground, that is a live ball. That's scoop and score territory. I'm sure the coaching staff for the Rams having a conversation with Mason. Second down and goal, loss of a couple on the play. So second down and goal. They cannot get a first down. Handoff, right side, into the backfield and thrown down with authority. That was number 44, Alex Felix, and he was thrown down by big number 55. Good defensive penetration by Levi Dabney. .347 and counting here in the first quarter. The Rams trying to get a 2-score advantage here as they break the huddle. They'll come out with a tight end wing to the left, split end to the right side. Quarterback rolls to his right, throws it, jump ball, corner of the end zone, and he had a receiver wide open there. It was just overthrown. Ball was intended for number 18, Joshua Hammond, and Hammond had gotten behind the secondary, found himself all alone. So that's going to set up a fourth down. So this would be a huge goal line stand for this Cougar defense if they can keep the Rams out of the end zone. Rams started with first and goal at the 5, and they've gone backwards on first and second down. Incomplete pass on third will bring up this huge fourth down play. Rams will send V-trips to the right. Tight end is left. Pistol formation. Taking a shot again. Fade into the corner of the end zone. And that is out of bounds and incomplete. It was intended for Antonio Barafel, and it was nicely covered there in the corner by, I think it was number 9, Nico Mucci. Yeah, it was Nico, and good job of playing the football. And so a fantastic job defensively by this Cougar team, keeping the Salem Rams out of the end zone. I want to remind you all to stay up to date with all the Highlight Guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to THG Sports Network and our YouTube channel today. Just go to thehighlightguy.com, choose the live stream, and click the buy button. And for YouTube, search the Highlight Guy and hit subscribe. We'd like to welcome anyone who may be watching on the NFHS network. But be sure to hit that subscribe button when you have nearly 1,000 subscribers. The whistle blew, and it looked like forward progress was stopped. It was Lucas Hernandez on the carry. Securing the tackle was Carver Long. So a pickup of a couple on the play. Second down and 8. Yeah, Steve, Cody, the highlight guy, he was telling me earlier that we are nearly at 1,000 subscribers, and we would love nothing more than to get it during Championship Saturday here in the Northeast Junior High Football League. Handoff. And Hernandez finds nothing in front of him as London Parlator went straight ahead on that carry. Shotgun snap, rolling to his left, throws it. That ball may have been tipped. It was intended for number 29. That was Ty Hickey in the left flat, defended by number 34, Antonio Barafel. So that is going to set up a fourth down for the Cougars. They went for it once before from this territory and were not able to get the first down. We'll see if they go for it here. Of course, the Cougars are a non-huddling team. They call everything from the sideline with hand signals. Rolling to the right, throwing off his back foot, heaving it up. It was intended for Calvin, and it's fought for. And I think it's going to be intercepted. Calvin had a shot at it. And that's a good thing to celebrate, but I will tell you it serves as a punt. If you knock the ball down, you're going to get better field position, but that's a hard thing to tell a youngster not to do. Don't intercept the ball. You got to knock it down. But as it is, the Rams will set up shop 1st and 10 at about the Nashua Cougar 24-yard line. Want to remind you to stay up to date with all the Highlight Guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to THG Sports Network and our YouTube channel today, and never miss out on the games you want to see. Wing right, slot left, pistol formation, handoff. Right up the gut, met there, and a good stick. Legs still driving, but met in the middle of the hole there. I think it was Carter Queenan with the initial tackle. Pickup of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. These Nashua Cougars, who are they? They're a nonprofit organization created to give every child the opportunity to reach their greatest potential in youth football before they head to high school. They work with the Nashua High School North coaches to ensure their athletes are ready to compete at the high school level by the time they arrive. And that gives them the greatest opportunity to continue to excel beyond high school. To learn more, go to their website at nashuacougars.net. Wing left, split right, shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, handoff, bounce to the outside. He has the edge, maybe. Finally wrestled down, wrangled down by Levi Dabney. It was a initial surge off of that left side. And that was Eddie Mendez again, so looking at this play coming up next, 3rd and 5. Huge play defensively coming up for these Cougars. If they can get them moving backwards, you'd love to see it, but you definitely want to set up a 4th down. Once again, the tight end wing to the left, split end to the right, shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, and an I formation offset to the right. Rolling to his right, and here comes the pressure. And down, quarterback sack, big number 59 introduces himself to Mr. Carver Long. That was Kai Nguyen, and he got into that backfield, secured the tackle, and there is a loss. That is going to set up a 4th down, but not before the end of the first quarter. We'll head into the second. Your score, it is the Salem Rams 7 and the Nashua Cougars 0. You are watching live on the Highlight Guy. That'll give us a chance to talk about Earth Tech Systems. They're a premier provider of heat pump technology with a strong specialization in geothermal HVAC systems. By championing energy efficiency and sustainability, their innovative solutions not only prioritize environmental benefits, but also help customers save significantly on energy costs. Whether you're considering a new heat pump system or you need repairs, their skilled team is ready to handle even the most complex of projects. Learn more about their cutting-edge designs and unmatched expertise at earthtechsystems.com. We would also like to thank our newest sponsor and welcome them to our team. That's Luke's Bar and Grill. Founded in 2019, Luke's Bar and Grill has grown quickly thanks to loyal guests and incredible staff. Their mission is to provide a welcoming space with great food, refreshing drinks, and an atmosphere that always feels like home. Whether you're here for dinner, drinks, or just to unwind, Luke's is constantly evolving to make every visit better. Find them at 142 Lowell Road in Hudson, New Hampshire, or online at lukesbarandgrill.com. That's Luke's Bar and Grill, L-U-K-S, barandgrill.com. All right, huge play coming up here, and the Rams are going to line up for a field goal. This would be a 42 or a 43-yard field goal. This is a gigantic kick. And offsides potentially on somebody. False start. Illegal procedure against the offense. So now we'll see if they try to kick the field goal with Thomas Sabato or if they run a play. They're adding 5 yards to that, and I might add that he's kicking it into the wind because the flag is blowing left to right. And if you were going to attempt to kick that field goal, you may have wanted to keep time on your side and stay down on the other end. And so now they'll have to run a play here. A little too deep. V-trips to the bottom of the screen, tight end to the top, pistol formation. Quarterback Carver drops back, takes a couple steps to his left, fires into the corner, and it is incomplete. So once again, the Nashua Cougars come up huge defensively, and they will take over on downs. Kudos to the Cougar defense here. Now give us a chance to talk about Bouvier Prepare. Bouvier Prepare provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process of playing lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. Contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com or call 603-465-1102. All right, the Cougars now. Motion into the backfield. Speed sweep to the right. This time, well blocked on the perimeter. Falling forward. Good gain on first down. That was number 29 on the carry, but we do have a flag at about the 29-yard line near the hash. So a good first down carry, and that one might be coming back. Yeah, it's going to be a hold against the Cougars. So Hickey will have that run negated, and it'll go back, and now that spot foul will replay first down, but it's going to be a first, and we'll call it 20. So the Cougars continuing to play behind the sticks as the wind continues to blow. So the Cougars now have the wind at their back. We'll see if that opens the playbook up for this Nashua JV team. The senior version will play in the title game. I want to welcome all of our fans from Salem who might be watching us today. It'll be Calvin. He'll keep it. He'll bounce to the left side, breaks one tackle, but will have trouble avoiding the second tackle as number 34, Antonio Barafel, was there again. Trying to get back some of that yardage lost on that holding penalty. And for those of you that are watching from Salem today, if the voice sounds a little familiar, myself and my partner John Collins called the Division I semifinals last night at Pinkerton with the Pinkerton Academy Astros playing the Salem Blue Devils in the Division I semifinals. And another flag will fly. And now an encroachment call against the defense. So they'll get 5 yards back will the Cougars. They lined up in the neutral zone. So that's a no-no. Can't do that. So second down, we'll call it a long 13 for the Cougars. They'll come out, twins to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom. Handoff. Met in the hole, and a good form tackle by number 32. He met Lucas Hernandez in the hole, did Eddie Mendez. And we talked about in the earlier version of the game, is it cloudy or is it clear? If it's cloudy, you scrape downhill, you start to minimize the gain, close the gap. And when it's clear, you shoot that gap, and that's exactly what Mr. Mendez did on that play. 7-0 here in the second quarter, 7:44 to go in the first half. Cougars facing a big third down and a long 12. Would you rather have, Steve, a long 12 or a short 13? Well, 6-1, half a dozen another. Rainmaker goes up, intended for Calvin, and he had a right hand on it. Coverage provided by Landon Nato, and he may have also gotten a hand on it. So a good jump ball battle there between those two. And the Rams seem to know about young Mr. Calvin, as they had a couple of defenders over there near him. And that is going to set up a fourth down, a long fourth down for the Cougars. They'll come out in their ace formation, 2-by-2, shotgun set. Shotgun snap, throwing into the flat. Oh, almost caught, but incomplete. It was intended for number 7, Isaiah LeBoy. He was covered on the play by Carver Long. And Long was able to make the play. So now the Rams will take over on downs with really good field position inside the 30 down to the Cougar 28. So this is the third consecutive time the Cougars have given up the ball inside their own territory on downs. We also want to thank the Cougars, Jim Beninati, and the president of the organization, for having us along to call these championship games, and want to welcome everybody from around the state that's tuning in to the Highlight Guy. Overload to the left side. They'll hand it off at the point of attack, and falling forward. Nice second and third effort there by the Salem Rams. And once again, another heavy dose of Eddie Mendez as he follows his block, and now the Rams are in a hurry-up. Same formation, same play. Mendez this time tries to bounce it out to the right side, and a huge scrum. His body's just continued to push, and you see in on that tackle looked to be, it was Calvin and also number 55, Levi Dabney, but a huge gain. That'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Rams. They are inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line of Nashua. And now the Rams more methodical in their approach. Inside of 6:39 to go in the first half. Same formation. Quarterback steps back, throws into the end zone, and a little bit long. It was intended for number 90, Thomas Sabato, but it was over his head. There was coverage in the end zone. It looked like he was bracketed by a couple of Cougar defenders. Hey, as a nonprofit organization, the Nashua Cougars could not thrive and provide such an incredible experience for the athletes without the generosity of their sponsors. That includes Basco Excavation, Lopez Hardwood Floor Services, and Comcast. To all the sponsors not mentioned, the Cougars want you to know how happy they are that you are part of their organization and you continue to help them with everything they need throughout the course of the year. So that was a speed sweep around the right side, near horse collar tackle there. It was not called. That was Mendez as he comes off the field. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Rams. They will break the huddle inside of 6 minutes now in the first half. We will get that same split end look with a slot man and an up back. Under center, quarterback toss sweep to the left. Nice catch there on the outside, driving towards the end zone. Not sure that he got the line to gain on the touchdown. No, he did not. He did, however, get the first down. That was number 88. That was Xander Diorio, and Diorio battles his way down to just inside the 1, shy of the goal line. But I will tell you, Diorio had to reach that left hand up. It nearly got beyond his reach, and that would have changed this drive. As it is now, however, the Rams are knocking on the doorstep. Carver Long takes the snap, handoff, right side, driving, and I don't know that he got in. He did. They are signaling from the far side. That was Alex Felix. Far side official says yes. They're going to talk it over. From our vantage point, it looked like he may have been short, but the only thing that needs to happen, the ball, the nose of that ball, needs to touch the end line, or the goal line, rather. And they're talking about it. That far side official has been quite busy today. They're going to say second down. So you always love to see when the referees get together and they confer to make sure that it was the right call. So it'll be second and goal from inches short of the goal line. So still life here for the Cougar defenses. They will do their best impression of a goal line stand. And we always used to tell our kids, even if they try to get you to jump off sides, you just go, because it's only half the distance penalty. Carver takes the hand. Oh, the ball is fumbled. It's on the ground, still bouncing around. I'm not sure who came up with it. It is going to be, and flags will fly. I believe Salem came away with it. I think we're going to get a personal foul call against the Cougars. So I will set the scene for you. It is, I do not believe it is an automatic first down. It'll be half the distance from the 1 yard line. Here comes the official. We'll get the call. The referee's actually going to come and talk to the coaching staff. And we'll know what the call is as soon as we see the referee make the call. He's going to talk to the coaching staff before he makes the call in the middle of the field. They have not made the call yet, and we'll be looking for some type of a personal foul. And if he gives the hitchhiking thumb, that's the thing we're looking for. We'll see what the referee calls. Personal foul. And he has been ejected from the game. So that's what we were waiting to see. And you hate to see that at any point in the season, but certainly at this point in the season. And I think it was Calvin who will pick up the penalty. And there has been an ejection. So it'll be half the distance to the goal. Salem did recover the fumble. No, they did not. They gave it to Nashua. Okay. So a goal line stand, but now you lose arguably one of your best players, and that will hurt the Cougars, no doubt about it. 2nd down and 9. So 2nd down for the Cougars. They are standing with their heels on their own goal line. Got to get a little breathing room here. Queenan is the up back. Handoff, right side. Real estate, nice bounce to the outside. Finally goes down, but a great run there by number 29, Ty Hickey. And there's the breathing room we needed. So Hickey follows his blocking, bounces it off to the right side, and gives the Cougars a little bit of breathing room and new life with 3:54 to go in the first half. Queenan again is the up back. Twins to the bottom of the screen, split into the top, handoff. They go to the same play, and Hickey bounces it outside again. Flag, another flag will fly at about the 15-yard line, and that could also be a hold. And it is going to be a block in the back against the Cougars. So if you initially engage with a defender and you stay engaged, it doesn't matter if your hands go to the back. But if you are not engaged, meaning you have not initiated contact and you block in the back, it will be called. So that's going to bring Nashua back. And this entire first half has been played in the shadows of the Cougar end zone. Nashua fortunate to be down just 7-0 with 3:38 to go in the first half. First down and 15. Broken play. Quarterback escapes the first tackler, cannot escape the second, as David Butler gets wrestled down to the ground by Eddie Mendez. So second down, we'll call it a long 15, maybe 16 as we head inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half. Turnovers and penalties at any level will cost you. And it looks like the Cougars are probably going to call a timeout here as they let the play clock dwindle down to talk it over. And that is, in fact, the case. It'll be a timeout, Nashua, with 2:34 to go here in the first half. Hey, are you looking to play sports in college? If the answer is yes, then let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, we film sporting events, and we live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you are the star. Let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. And as I mentioned earlier, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button so that you can be aware of whenever we schedule a live stream. EarthTech Systems is a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. For your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts and can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire. Contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email deb@thedowgroup.com. All right, the Nashua Cougars back down inside their own territory, facing a daunting 2nd and 16 here at Gill Stadium in the Division I championship game, the JV level. The varsity championship game will take place after this one. Handoff, up the middle, driving, maybe a yard for Hickey as he rolls to his back and then hops up. Clock will continue to count. We're going to see if Salem will use a timeout. They will not. Not yet, anyway. So a huge third down, a pickup of a yard on the play. Butler takes the handoff. Now roll out to the left side. Being chased and driven back. Forward progress is stopped at about the 1 yard line. That was Thomas Sabato staying home on the backside. And now Salem will call that timeout. It's going to set up a 4th down and long from about the, we'll call it the 1.5 yard line. Hey, are you hungry for a meal that really hits the spot? Luke's Bar and Grill serves up juicy burgers, crispy wings, and a full menu of favorites made fresh every day. Pair your meal with an ice-cold beer or a handcrafted cocktail and enjoy it all in a warm, welcoming space. Luke's is the perfect spot to relax and to connect. So stop by at 142 Lowell Road in Hudson, New Hampshire, or see the menu at lukesbarandgrill.com. That's Luke's, L-U-K-S, barandgrill.com. All right, big play coming up here for both of these teams. Nashua would love nothing more than to get out of the half just down 7-0. But they're going to have to run a 4th down play from inside their own 2 yard line. And you can see the placement of the ball right there on the highlight guy. You are watching Northeast Junior High Football League Junior Varsity Division I Championship game action. And the reason why these two teams get to play? Well, their varsity teams qualified for the championship game. That game set to kick off at about 4 o'clock here this afternoon. I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Highlight Guy. I want to welcome all of our friends from Salem and the viewers, as always, from Nashua. That punt nearly blocked. It's a rainmaker. What a great catch there. Coming around the left side, cutting back against the grain, and a nice catch by number 88 for the Salem Rams. That was Xander Diorio. And so we'll set the stage for you. Again, great field position for the Rams. 1:48 to go in the first half. And Salem still has 2 timeouts in their pocket. The Cougars have been living dangerously all afternoon here. The Rams only been able to capitalize once thus far. Unbalanced line, and now a flag will fly. Is it a timeout or did the flag fly first? Let's take a peek. I believe they're going to say it was a timeout before the flag. You see the referees writing on their little note cards there. They're not making a grocery list. Or maybe they're writing a holiday Christmas card to Steve Cody, the highlight guy. What do you think, Steve? Maybe. I got the thumbs up there. I think that was the thumb, yeah? Okay, good. It was the thumb, indeed. All right. The Salem Rams call timeout. And they are knocking on the doorstep once again. They've had some trouble here inside the red zone. And the Cougar defense answered the call last time they were down inside the 1 and there was a fumble. That saw the ejection of a Nashua Cougar player, unfortunately, and the Rams trying to capitalize here. Unbalanced line to the right. And they will run it to the right. The Cougars did not adjust to that unbalanced. That is number 34, Antonio Barafel, again down inside the 10-yard line. So whenever you get an unbalanced line, you have to recount. Even though there's a man still, we're going to get a flag on the play, and it's going to go against Salem. So we did not see that. It's going to be a hold against the Rams. So now a minute 40 to go, but the Rams are at 1st and 20. Handoff, left side, 2 hands on the ball, falling forward. Good tackle by Levi Dabney. He was able to pull Mendez down, but Mendez fell forward. He'll get back some of the yards lost on that penalty. And another flag will fly. So this game, I'm sure not what the coaches envisioned when we got to this point. At this point in the season, you don't want to be taking these types of penalties. We'll check what the call is. And they're clearly talking about something happening on the Cougars sideline. See him talking to a couple of the coaches there, and we'll assess the situation. This just taking all kinds of too long. And this is just a situation where you hate to see all these flags fly and the interruption in play and things that shouldn't be a part of the game at this point in the season. An extensive conversation happening now. Down on the sideline. We're having a hard time here and wish we could see what the call was. So, we had any intentions of getting out of here early, those have gone by the board. So now that ball is going to go all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Still trying to figure out what the call was. One player has already been ejected. And now the Rams have the ball down inside the 4-yard line. So we will filter through this. Hopefully have an explanation for you sometime after the first half ends. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rams. They're trying to go up by 2 scores. Bunch formation, they pack it in. And they go straight ahead. They push the pile. And you're also not allowed to push the pile either, but they're going to say it's a Salem Ram touchdown. So full disclosure, folks, I do not know what that call was. We're trying to figure it out here up in the booth, but it gave them a pretty big penalty. And I believe what the call was sideline interference. So the signal for sideline interference is when 2 hands go behind the back. Something happened on that sideline, on that North Cougars sideline, that got the ball all the way down inside the 2. Salem attempting the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So 1:23 to go here in the first half. The Salem Rams now enjoying a 14-0 lead here on the Highlight Guy. You are watching Northeast Junior High Football League action. It is the JV version the championship game at the varsity level to follow this one. I will tell you that was the longest 15-minute interaction I've had in quite some time. Steve Cody looks like he's aged about 10 years in that amount of time. For those of you wondering, Steve loves to do these games. He's all dressed up in face paint. Looks like the Ultimate Warrior up here today. It is Championship Saturday for him as well. Jason Roby calling all of the action for you here on the Highlight Guy. Salem Rams set to kick off from their own 40-yard line. A low line drive that takes a roll down inside the 10, and it'll go into the end zone. Smart play there by the deep man, letting that ball go in the end zone. That was Hickey again, and that's just good football acumen, understanding that if the ball goes in the end zone, it is a dead ball, and you get it out at the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. And they have been inside their own 30-yard line for most of the first half, just having a hard time getting anything going forward. Fortunate to be down only 14-0. They're going to try to get out of this half and have a hard reset going into the third quarter. Cougars set up trips to the boundary. And there'll be a quarterback keeper off to the left side. Straight ahead run. That was David Butler. And he gives the Cougars a little breathing room. 2nd down and 6. Salem still has the 2 timeouts. They have not used one yet. Or they used one earlier just before that punt. 2nd and 6, trips to the bottom of the screen, split end to the top, one back to Butler's left. Butler, here comes the rush, throws off his back foot. That ball's nearly intercepted. That was number 12 for the Salem Rams, and I think he had visions of dancing in the end zone before he caught that ball. Cougars very fortunate there. However, the clock will stop, and you can see him doing push-ups there. That's a practice thing. That was Carver Long. Anytime you drop a ball that you should have caught, you got to do push-ups. And Carver got down in push-up position and started banging them out. 2-by-2 formation set up here for the Cougars. 3rd down and 6 inside of 47 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Motion into the backfield. And this one going to be blown dead as well. We have Murphy's Law going on here. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that's been the story here in the first half for the Nashua Cougar JV team. They'll back up 5 yards, a little illegal procedure call. 45.2 seconds to go in the first half. Trips now to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom of the screen, shotgun formation. Butler follows his lead block, hits a seam, near side hash. He'll finally get hauled down. That charge was led by number 63 for the Salem Rams, Anthony Sembataro. And it appears the Rams in no hurry to stop the clock on this 4th down play. The guess here is that the Cougars will let this one wind all the way down and take it into halftime. And that's exactly what is going to happen. So, a very strange first half indeed here in the first of 2 games we'll call for you here in the Division I championship game. It is the Salem Rams 14, the Nashua Cougars nothing. You are watching Northeast Junior High Football League action on the Highlight Guy. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back after these messages with second half action.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home.
I'm a beast.
Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not. I'm about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like
Optimus Prime.
I came here to ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got. As if it was my only shot. I play the game to win to the end until I pass out with you.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to second half action here in the Northeast Junior High Football League. It is the junior varsity version of the D1 Championship. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Steve Cody is the highlight guy, and he is the man on the moving pictures. At the JV level, it is the Salem Rams enjoying a 14-0 lead over the Nashua Cougars. And the Rams will receive the second half kickoff. It was an odd first half. There were a lot of penalty flags, some turnovers, some good goal line stands by the Nashua Cougars. Otherwise, this game might be a little further out of reach. And at the conclusion of this one, the varsity game lies in wait. The Salem Rams, the upstart Salem Rams, who are in the finals by virtue of a upset win over the Derry Wolverines, and the Nashua Cougars, who are undefeated coming into this one. A nice deep kickoff is going to be picked up at about the 1 yard line, going left to right and heading to the near sideline. Good tackle over there on the side. Looked like Hickey was there, along with number 50 for the Cougars, Jacob Roig. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Salem Rams. And really, for the first time all day, the Rams are backed up inside their own territory. 10 minutes on the clock. We had about 4 seconds come off of it. So 9:56 to go here in the third quarter. The rain and overcast day gave way to some sun here in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. We are high atop Gill Stadium. We saw the Division II championship game earlier today. Congratulations to the Winnicunnet Little Warriors as they defeated the Hudson Litchfield Bears. All right, speed sweep off to the right side. Going to go out of bounds. A flag will fly, usually in the area of holding. It was a nice carry off to the right side by the Rams. That was Antonio Barafel again. And there's been a heavy dose of Antonio today, but it's going to be a penalty called against the Rams. That's going to back them up 10 yards. And it'll be a spot foul, so it looks like it's going to put them just outside their own 10-yard line. Want to remind you all, if you've not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button so that you can be aware of whenever the highlight guy schedules a live stream. We are 995 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 here today, folks, and you can help us. Handoff off to the left side. Good job defensively by the Cougars. A couple of defenders there, led by number 40, Michael McKenzie, getting help from Lucas Hernandez. And so good job by the defense of the Cougars. It's going to set up a second down and long. Call it 20. And now the Rams get to feel a little bit about what the Cougars were feeling in the early portion of the game. In the first half of the game, they were backed up 3 or 4 drives inside their own 20. Definite passing situation here for the Rams. Quarterback Carver Long takes the snap, couple steps to his left, throws over the middle. Pass is complete. And up to the 20-yard line goes number 18. That was Joshua Hammond. Still shy of the first down, but a little more breathing room out from the shadows of their own end zone. 3rd down and 5. Big play coming up here for the Rams. Cougars would love nothing more than to get favorable field position for their first possession of the second half. Discussion in the backfield. Carver has a back to his right and one in the backfield. Here comes a little wing-back counter. And it looks like LeBoy was first to the charge to make the stop. And it was Isaiah. Got a little help from his friends. That was Antonio again around the right side. And based on the spot, he will not have enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down and short. So Decision time coming up here for the Salem Rams as they are on their own 24-yard line. We're going to say they need the 25 to get the first down. Huge play coming up here. Under center. Quarterback sneaks straight ahead, and he is going to have enough as the Cougars try to paw at that ball. There's about 6 or 7 black shirts surrounding Carver Long, and he was able to stay up long enough to get the first down. 1st and 10, Salem Rams moving forward. Jason Roby calling all the action for you here on the Highlight Guy. It is Championship Saturday in the Northeast Junior High Football League. At the conclusion of the JV game, we'll have the varsity game pitting the Cougars and the Rams against one another. They played already this year. We'll talk about that score in a little bit. Another flag will fly from the far side as number 44, Alex Felix, busts off several tackles. It looked like Queenan and Lavoie combined for the stop. But again, that flag usually in the area of holding. You can see Salem coming backwards, and it will be a hold. And the Rams will go backwards once again. They'll replay first down. In the varsity version of this game, it was the closest game for the Cougars all year long. It was scoreless at the end of the first half. The Cougars eventually ended up winning 22-0, but talking to the head coach, Coach Fowler, he said that this Salem team very tough and likens their quarterback to that of Johnny Manziel from the Texas A&M days back in the day. So that should be a good one to decide the Northeast Junior High Football Division I Championship. Shotgun. Carver throws it far side, and good defensive play there by Nico Mucci. He came with the long arm and knocked that ball down. So that's exactly how you teach it from a technique standpoint. It was intended for number 88, Xander Diorio. And that's going to bring up 2nd and long. We'll call it 2nd down and 20-yard line. 2nd down and 20 from inside the 20-yard line. I was trying to combine two thoughts there. Trying to be efficient, Steve. You know? All right, Twins to the top and bottom. Pistol formation. Long. Brings motion behind, a little orbit motion. It's going to be a toss pass. And the ball is away, and it looks like it was caught, and it was. Interesting pass there. Antonio Barfel came away with the reception. It was good coverage by Nico Mucci. That thing may have brought in some rain clouds as it seemed to hang up in the air for quite a long time. And they're going to have a 3rd and manageable now. 3rd down, we'll call it 5 from the 34-yard line. Rams break the huddle. They come out with a split end to the right, unbalanced line look. Overloaded to that right side. They'll run a sweep into the boundary. And a good form tackle there. Nice job of minimizing that gain and bringing the ball carrier down was Jamison Maxwell, number 14. Antonio tried that right side following all kinds of interference in front of him. And it seems like the Cougars may have made the necessary adjustments to that unbalanced formation. You always want to recount based on the number of players on the right and left-hand side. Tight end is left, split end is right. Handoff, quarterback sneak straight up the gut. Carver tries to bounce it to the outside. Someone lost contain. Carver will finally be pushed out of bounds, but not before picking up the necessary yardage for a Salem Ram first down. 4:22 to go now here in the third quarter. It is a Salem Ram 14-0 advantage over the Nashua Cougars. Bouvier Prepare provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for playing lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. Contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com or call 465-1102. Nice run off the right side. The ball comes loose, and here come the Cougars. And that's a great example of tackling the football by Lucas Hernandez as he just ripped it from the ball carrier's hands and went back the other way. Great defensive play there by the Nashua Cougars and Hernandez. And a lot of times what you teach your players is know when to go down. Sometimes that extra yard or two, not as important as securing the football. So Hernandez's defensive effort will give the Cougars a 1st and 10. They'll employ trips to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom, shotgun formation. Butler will keep it off the left side, picks up a nice lead block, bounces to the outside, still keeps his legs driving. There's a scrum in the middle of the field. And finally, the play will be blown dead because forward progress was stopped, but not before David Butler churns the legs forward. Pickup of about 7 on that play. So good first down carry by the Cougars. 3:40 and counting to go here in the third quarter. And they'll make a couple of adjustments on the offensive line. And you can see that sun causing some problems here as the players have to shield their face from it, looking back to get the play call. Trips to the bottom of the screen, split end to the top, shotgun snap. Nice job of avoiding the first tackler, can't avoid the second. Pulled down by number 44 defensively, Alex Felix. But a good job by David Butler to get the ball going north and south. He tried following that lead block, got vertical. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cougars. The legs of Butler proving to be the difference here in this drive. There's an up back to Butler's left, trips to the bottom of the screen, split end to the right, a 5-man front employed by Salem. Ball nearly got bobbled. Butler ran with his eyes there. Nice job cutting up the far side. And he got to the far hash and got vertical again. And a nice job there by David Butler. Well blocked at the point of attack. They'll move the sticks again. So suddenly this Nashua Cougar offense has come to life. And the legs of David Butler doing most of the damage. And as we oftentimes say, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Keep going to what works. Trips to the bottom of the screen, split end again to the top. Back to Butler's right, and he will once again carry it. Nice pull. Butler, fancy feet dancing across the 25 down to the 24-yard line before finally being driven back. Leading the charge defensively there for the Rams again was number 34. We've said his name quite a bit today, Antonio Barafel. And Antonio doing a nice job defensively, but good pickup by the Cougars. 2nd down and manageable. We'll call it 2nd and 4. And they'll keep that trips look to the bottom of the screen. Single receiver to the top. Michael McKenzie will now get the handoff, and he'll carry it, break a tackle, and another flag will fly. McKenzie keeps running. He gets to the far side, down to the 10-5, and he reaches. Looks like he's going to go out of bounds at about the 1-yard line, but there is a flag thrown down on the field. We'll have to check that, and again, probably in the area of holding, and that is exactly the case. So a lot of flags being thrown here in this one, and you hate to see that in a game this deep into the season. Just one of those unfortunate things that you can't hold jerseys. So the Cougars will get backed up, but a positive play just goes by the boards for Nashua. And we give a lot of kudos to the parents and the volunteers in the organization. Got to give it up for the officials, too. They give up their weekends as well to come here and officiate these games. Trips to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom. Quarterback keeps it. He'll get racked up, stacked up, and stopped shy of the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 31 or so. David Butler turning those legs, and the Cougars continue to go to that well. And you can see there the Cougars are blocking their eyes from the sun. You'd maybe like to see the man calling the plays get out in front of it so the kids don't have to squint. Easy for us to see up here in the booth, though. Trips again to the bottom of the screen, split end up top, and the flags will fly once again. And a neutral zone infraction is called against the Rams. So that's the second time we've seen that here today. That 5-yard penalty will march the Cougars forward. And they are beyond the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 7. Got to believe they're in 4-down territory here. Obviously, you got 2 downs to get 7 yards. And they'll stay in that same formation. Flare out to the flat, and it was just beyond the outreach of Carter Queenan. If they had thrown it to him and he had caught it, he may have had something brewing. So it looks like a timeout's going to be called here by the Cougars as they want to make sure they have the right play drawn up. And that will do it for the quarter, rather. So the 3rd quarter goes by rather quickly. And we'll head to the 4th. It is Salem 14, Nashua nothing. The Cougars facing a 4th and 7. Huge drive for the Cougars as they try to get to within 1 score of this Salem team. You are watching live on the highlight guy. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Steve Cody is the man on the moving pictures. And this Nashua Cougar youth football program is thriving in just their 3rd year, and they're looking forward to seeing where next season brings them. They have the hardest working group of coaches who dedicate their time to developing athletes' football skills and teaching them life lessons that they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. If you would like to become one of those coaches, please contact them at NashuaCougars.net. I just want to remind everybody, if you've not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button so that you can be aware of whenever we schedule a live stream. EarthTech Systems, they're a premier provider of heat pump technology with a strong specialization in geothermal HVAC systems. By championing energy efficiency and sustainability, their innovative solutions not only prioritize environmental benefits, but also help customers save significantly on energy costs. Whether you're considering a new heat pump system or need repairs, their skilled team is ready to handle even the most complex projects. Learn more about the cutting-edge designs and unmatched expertise at earthtechsystems.com. All right, 4th down and 7. Huge play coming up here for the Cougars. Motion, Hickey, speed sweep to the right. He was going to throw it and instead gets pushed down. Good play defensively there. And it's going to be a turnover on downs as they were trying to run that speed sweep pass, but Eddie Mendez had other thoughts as he just came roaring into the backfield and rammed down the Cougar.
That play sounds like a sack or a tackle.
Indeed it was. Okay. So the Rams will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line, nursing that 14-0 lead. 4th quarter underway here at Gill Stadium. Little bunch formation, unbalanced, and off the left tackle. Ball hit the carpet, and I think he may have recovered his own fumble. Antonio had that handoff down low around his waist, and he fell forward, was able to bring it back in. Looked like Miles Libby was nearby, but Antonio was able to recover his own fumble. So a pickup of 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Rams break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Unbalanced line to the left, split end to the left. They overload that side. And now they'll go to the friendly skies over the middle. Pass nearly intercepted. A good job of jumping in front and nearly intercepted. It was Nico Mucci. And Nico had visions of the end zone dancing in his head, unable to come down with it. And it appeared that the Cougars had that play well diagnosed. So that's going to set up a 3rd down and 5 for the Rams. This time, tight end wing to the bottom of the screen, split end to the top. Carver, handoff, bounce to the outside, and finally being lugged down. Nice tackle in the backfield by number 19, Lucas Hernandez. He was able to rodeo down Eddie Mendez in the backfield. So 4th down and 10 on that loss of 5. And we'll see what the Rams do here on this 4th and 10 play. They're in punt formation, split ends to either side. And I think they only have, let's see. They're missing a player. They are. Punt is away and deep, twin safeties. Nice punt. And that's going to take a Ram roll down to about the 32-yard line, where the Cougars will set up shop 1st and 10. So a good punt there for the Rams to flip the field positioning. Hey, when you step into Luke's Bar and Grill, you're stepping into more than just a restaurant. It's a family-owned and operated spot that's been serving the community since 2019. Their motto is simple: never forget where you came from. With a commitment to good food, great service, and giving back, Luke's is where neighbors become friends. Visit them today at 142 Lowell Road in Hudson, New Hampshire, or online at lukesbarandgrill.com. That's Luke's, L-U-K-S, barandgrill.com. 8:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. And again, a flag will fly. This has been one of the most penalty-filled games that I've seen in quite some time here. And that'll back the Cougars up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now for Nashua as they try to get on the board and get to within a score. Trips to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom. And a timeout called by Salem. So they didn't like something that they saw, so they will get together and talk it over. And we'll talk to you about, are you looking to play sports in college? If yes, let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, we film sporting events, and we live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you are the star. Let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. The Nashua Board of Directors is a group of people who came together for one purpose: to create the best possible opportunities for every youth football player in North Nashua. They provide scholarships, transportation, and they go above and beyond on a daily basis for all of their athletes. They're all one big happy Cougar family. So if you're interested in joining the Nashua Cougars Board of Directors, go to nashuacougars.net. Okay, 8:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Nashua Cougars facing a 1st and 15. And they are down 14-0. Quarterback, following his interference, will run into a pack of Rams led by number 32 for that Salem Ram team, Eddie Mendez. Good solid run. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage was Butler. He maybe got 2. Handoff. Queenan, right side, bouncing to the outside. Maybe picked up a yard there, setting up a 3rd down and 12. Nashua trying to get something going here with 7:27 left to go in the game. It's been a back and forth battle. Trips to the top of the screen, split end to the bottom. Quarterback falling forward. And that was Butler. He was pulled down by number 77, Yusuf Abalsad. And we're going to get a timeout called on the field here, and that looks like it's going to be charged to the Cougars. So each team has taken 1 timeout here in the second half. And that will give us the opportunity to talk to you about Extreme Athletics. The proof is on the field. The majority of this Cougar varsity squad has been training with Coach Jeff and Coach Tony at Extreme Athletics for the past 4 years, and the results, well, they speak for themselves. Their strength, speed, discipline, and football IQ have all been built through consistent year-round commitment. At Extreme Athletics, there is no off-season. Athletes are pushed to reach their full potential through structured training, proper technique, and a culture that rewards hard work. The program focuses on developing complete athletes physically, mentally, and competitively. If you want to take your game to the next level, this is where it starts. Find Extreme Athletics on Facebook or reach out directly to Coach Jeff for training opportunities at Extreme Athletics. This play blown dead as well, so a false start call against the Cougars. And we will replay the down and back up 5 more yards. At this point in the game, the Cougars will have to go for it. 4th and 15 with 7:05 to go. Twins to the top and bottom. Here comes motion. Hickey, handoff, right side, throws it. Man downfield, ball is intercepted. Still driving. Finally tackled there and coming away with the interception looked to be number 88. For the Salem Rams, that was Xander Diorio. Had to go into the bag of tricks because you had to move the ball as far as you could up the field. You're running out of time. You're running out of possessions. So the Cougars had to run that play. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Rams. They'll come with a tight end wing to the bottom of the screen, split into the top shotgun. 6:52 to go here. A little counter play. Number 88, again, the man on the interception around the left side. Good block there up the field and into the end zone is number 88, Xander Diorio. So a sudden change play, we like to call it, a play after a turnover. You reach into your bag of tricks and you run something that may give you a little bit of momentum. And they ran that play to Diorio on that little end around to the left side. Good blocking downfield. And it is 20-0 in favor of the Rams. They will once again line up to try and kick the extra point. This young man lined up to kick a 37-yard field goal earlier in the game, and it was a penalty, so they ended up going for it. But quite a leg on this young man, Thomas Sabato, and Sabato's kick is up, and it is good. 6:44 to go here in regulation. And coming off of that interception, the score now, Salem 21, Nashua 0. You are watching live on the Northeast Junior High Football League here on the Highlight Guy. Jason Roby calling the play-by-play and color commentary for you. Steve Cody, as always, is the man on the moving pictures. Hey, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts and can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire. Contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email Deb at thedowgroup.com. All right, ball positioned on the 40-yard line. And the Oreo gets ready to kick it off. Or rather, Sabato, excuse me. Sabato puts the right foot into the ball. It's a line drive roller that'll be gathered in at about the 27, 28-yard line by Hickey. He will head straight up the middle of the field, and the ball hits the carpet. Not sure if he was down, but the Cougars came away with it. Johnny on the spot there was Kai Nguyen, the number 59, the beneficiary of that fumble. So 1st and 10 for the Cougars, and fortunate is Nashua to come away with possession. 6:35 to go in this one. The Division II game was played earlier today. It saw Winnacunnet a 52-34 winner over Hudson Litchfield in a good back-and-forth game. Lots of offense. If you love that sort of thing, then you saw a good one. I want to thank all of our new friends who were watching from around the state. Queenan, straight ahead handoff, keeps the legs churning. Nice gain on 1st down. He'll be brought down by number 17, Christian Kappa. That's going to make it a 2nd down, and we'll call it 7. The JV coaches here for the Cougar team are Rick McKenzie, Justin Mucci, John Michael Pearson, Josiah Corfield, and Reagan Burnett. 2-by-2 formation for the Cougars. Motion into the backfield. Here comes that speed sweep, and another flag will fly. False start called against the Cougars. They'll back up 5 yards. And I want to welcome into the booth. Nice of him here to join us. Yeah, put those on right there, Coach.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Hey, Coach Zabolis joining us up here in the booth. Welcome to the Highlight Guy. Welcome to the nosebleed section here at Gill Stadium. I'm sure you are familiar with this area here. You've been up here on many occasions as a coordinator calling plays down, have you not?
Yes, it's a great place to watch a game.
Yeah, the Nashua Cougars JV team down 21-0 as the speed sweep will come. It's Hickey again, and just all kinds of swallowed up. Ball hits the carpet, but I think he was down first as number 12. The quarterback actually came up to make the tackle, and a nice play by Carver Long.
A decent job on pursuit there on the outside, coming up the field. Defensive end.
Okay, so now we got Coach Zabolis all situated.
Sorry, the mic wasn't in my mouth, I guess.
It's not a bad thing, Coach.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good point.
All right, so the Cougars with 4:51 to go here. 3rd and a boatload. Hickey will run across the formation. Quarterback will keep it. And there was a definite hold in the backfield, and you could see the flag there. One of the Cougars kind of grabbed the back of the shoulders of a Salem Ram and threw him to the ground. So that holding call is going to negate a pretty good run there. And, Coach, I don't know when you got here, but a lot of flags flying here on this last Saturday of the season. Kind of not something that we're used to seeing at this point in the year. Any thoughts as to why that might be?
Yeah, it may be just the, excitement of a state championship game and just trying to, get the upper edge on some of these kids. And they're trying to hold as much as they can up front there, and they're starting to see it. And once the refs start seeing it, and defensive linemen are always complaining about it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so,
you're a former offensive lineman. I'm sure you, on many occasions when you pancake a kid, they call a hold on you, and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, always. They love calling the holding calls on the offensive line.
They do indeed. You guys get picked on all the time. We're going to get a timeout for the Nashua Cougars. That is, I believe, their second time out of the half. They have one remaining. They're down 21-0 with 4:16 to go here. Coach, you've been involved with this Cougar program as they work closely with the Nashua North Titans, a team which you coach. What's it like being involved with this youth organization? Your son also plays for the Cougar organization, so as a parent as well, what's it been like for you to be involved with this Cougar program?
Yeah, it's great to be around. You know, we're at every practice because my son is there, so it's, you know, to get a chance to see these kids since, to be honest, since third grade, these guys have grown up. I've watched these guys play for a long time now, and, you know, you can see the level of just technique and, you know, just the discipline part of football, and it's just become, you know, an unbelievable thing to have that as a feeder program, and they continue to do, you know, what we do offensively and defensively, and, you know, when these kids get up to us, you know, we're not going to have to do much, you know, with play call. They're going to understand a lot of the game when they get there.
Swing pass out into the left flat is complete to Hickey, but he's going to get hauled down. That was a 4th down play, so it's going to turn the ball over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Salem Rams. Coach, there's about 4 minutes left in this one, but hopefully will you be able to stick around with us for the varsity championship game?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be here for the whole game.
Well, that's fantastic. Coach Zabolis, who's been the head man of the Nashua North Titans. Is this year 3 for you, Coach?
This was my 4th year.
4th year as the head man?
Finishing up the 4th year,
okay.
Yep.
It's all like one big year for me.
Listen,
I can't remember.
It goes by so fast. It's unbelievable. You know, every year, you know, we get to the point where the banquet's already here again. We're having our banquet on Monday.
Oh, that's great. Good stuff.
Goes by fast.
Handoff off to the right side, bouncing to the left, and a good, strong run. So nice job of running the football off to the side there by the Salem Rams. They'll move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for Salem. That was a Now a handoff back, same play, other side, and a lot of real estate in front. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling into the end zone. Goes number 44, Alex Felix, and young Mr. Felix falls into the end zone for a touchdown. Good run there, good blocking up front, Coach.
Yeah, he just went straight ahead there. He looks like he's a big, tough runner there. Your old school kind of fullback type kid, and he just flew right up the field, hit it straight, no cuts, just went.
This is a Nashua Cougar team, Coach, that they're the JV level, and I had a chance to talk to Coach Travis Fowler, the head of the varsity team. This team has really improved throughout the course of the year. They've run into a really good Salem Ram team here today, but I've been impressed with what I've seen from this Cougar team, and a lot of these kids are going to be moving up to the high school as well next year, and you must have your eye on some of these young men as well.
Yeah, of course. It's a good mix of
Nice play there, broken up by Ty Hickey. He read that one. It was intended in the end zone. I believe it was for, I don't know if that was 51 or 41, but it was incomplete, was knocked down. Maybe it was 91, Jackson Patterson.
Yeah.
So
and the numbers are so big. I believe they have pretty much 2 JV teams.
They do.
That they've been working with, and you know, this group right here is probably a good mixture of 7th and 8th graders. So, you know, we're going to have a good number of kids that are coming up to North here. So we're excited about this group, and, you know, we're excited about the whole group of the Cougars that are coming up because, you know, you continue to see the numbers grow, and the coaches do a good job. They continue to get the kids to come back, and that's the biggest thing, you know, with youth football. You want them to come back and you want them to play football because you never know when they're going to develop, you know. And
right.
You never know when, you know, they could develop by 10th grade year. All of a sudden they, you know, put on a couple inches and put on some pounds and they're playing. So some of these guys who are at the JV level, you know, they end up, you know, becoming varsity football players as 10th graders because they just develop a little later.
Look at that kick. It goes all the way into the end zone.
This kid can kick the ball.
He sure can. Well, they lined up for, like, I think a 37-yard field goal in the first half, and they got a penalty would back them up, and
we hit a 40 this year. We were pumped. We thought it was a 35, but it was 40. It was a 40, and good old Marco put it through. It was great.
That's a good problem to have. A kicker is definitely a weapon at every level, and certainly when you can kick the ball off and you have to go 80 yards, that certainly is a feather in your cap as a special teams coach. You spend a lot of time as special teams coach in your practices at the.
Yeah, we got a special teams coordinator. He does an unbelievable job. He takes it to heart with everything we do with it, and he works hard at it. And we'll bust on him a little bit here and there when things go wrong. You know him. You see him at lunch, and you know how he gets a little sensitive about it. So he really does put a lot of time and effort. And we were great special teams this year. I mean, 2 punt returns in the Portsmouth game that really kind of brought us back in. A kick return, that's a huge part of the game.
A good, solid defensive stand there as Hernandez took the handoff straight ahead, tackled by number 44, Alex Felix. He had that touchdown run, that the old school throwback, fullback type that Coach Zabolis was talking about. Yeah, and again, when you hear, special teams are a third of the game, a lot of times you think it's just coach speak, but really it is a huge part of the game of football and sometimes gets overlooked.
Yeah, it certainly does, and I'll let this play go by, but this defensive line is just getting through pretty easily.
Yeah, their ears are pinned back now. They're just finding those gaps and making the sledding tough as Queenan will maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage as we head inside of 2:39 to go in this one.
With our new rules and summertime practices, and you have a full practice and a walkthrough practice, and we really kind of changed our method with that summertime practices. Some coaches don't even have that second practice, and they kind of go long in the morning. We bring kids back, and we actually have a special teams practice. So we are actually really ahead of the game, early in the season, where a lot of times in the past we kind of, waited a little bit longer. Now we're having a full practice, every day, having it about special teams, which is huge.
Good tough running by Queen in there. He went up the middle, bounced out to the right side, broke a couple of tackles, and just doing a good job of keeping those legs going. Not much to show for it, but you got to like the fight and the tenacity in young Mr. Queenan as he powered forward. 1:44 to go in this one. It's going to be a fourth down play coming up.
It's nice seeing the kids wearing the Guardian caps here.
Yeah,
I think that is a pretty cool thing. We ended up getting them all for our kids, and we use them at practice, and if kids want to use them in the games, they do. But I think this is a huge part of the game, and I think when you buy a helmet nowadays, they should automatically come with one.
Yeah,
I think that's almost what they should be doing.
That's a great point, Coach. The game has changed a lot, certainly from when you and I played, and the rules are different now. Taking the head out of the game, protecting against the blindside block and things of that nature.
I used to live by the.
Well, we used to. Yeah, we used to. Used to get taught.
Yeah.
Backside
tackle would be coming all the way across the field to kind of look for that blindside block on a sweep opposite. That's where I used to live. Love that stuff.
Thomas Sabato, the kicker, actually got in on that defensive play, was able to haul down Ty Hickey, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, inside of 55 seconds to go here in this one. And it's going to be a Salem victory, 27-0 in the JV version. The main event coming up here, the Nashua Cougars will attempt to defend their Northeast Junior High Football League championship at the D1 level as they take on the Salem Rams, upset winners over the Derry team from Derry a week ago, 36-26. And they gave Nashua all they could handle the last time they met, a 22-0 Nashua victory, but it was scoreless at the half, and the Cougars certainly have their work cut out for them. 45 seconds now. The Rams just going to take a knee on this one, and we'll get the post-game handshake, and we'll be done. But Coach, I want to ask you about your practice schedule, because that certainly is something that a lot of people sometimes overlook, and the way that you design your practices and so forth got to be a huge part maximizing your time when you have those kids.
Yeah, you definitely have to. And you know, those rules kind of set back probably, I don't know, 5-6 years ago is when they really started to get rid of the double sessions and, you know, forcing a walkthrough. And when I say walkthrough, you can't even, there's not even dynamic stretching. You're not supposed to run. You're not supposed to do any of that stuff. And, you know, it's tough. You could be up in the, you could be up in the film and do all that type of stuff and be in the gym and, you know, but that's why we really kind of took that practice and made it focused on special teams, and the kids really took it, so it's great.
All right, so that's going to do it here for the JV version of the Division I Championship. The main event, as we said, is coming up here. Your final here from Gill Stadium at the junior varsity level. It was Salem 27, Nashua 0 for my partner in crime, the highlight guy, Steve Cody, and the head coach of the National North Titans, Chad Zabolis. My name is Jason Roby. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back with varsity action. Don't you go anywhere. Click on that link, and we'll see you for the championship game in just a few minutes.